This shirt is roughly completed. Find a location on the computer to establish a parts library. First, create a folder for the parts library, then create a folder for clothing categories. Then establish each clothing part. Then open the parts library. Then set the folder just created as the path of the parts library. In this way, the prototype of a localized parts library is available. We only need to save the completed patterns to the files of various parts. In the completed file, we need to save each part in turn. In the design mode, right-click and select Save as Matter to save the part. Give this part a name for easy searching in the future. Return to the previous step to retrieve the part that was deleted just now. Then save the front piece. All other parts need to be deleted. The variables referenced of back pattern when drawing the front pattern cannot be deleted. Otherwise, the shape of the front piece will be deformed. In this way, the front pattern part is saved successfully. Then save other parts of this garment. Since the variables referenced by the caller are relatively simple, we can directly save it as a part. Next, save the part of the sleeve. When the sleeve is selected, other parts are also automatically selected. This is because of the complex variable relationship between parts, so we need to delete redundant lines. When we save, we find that other parts still selected. This method doesn't work. We need to save it in another way. Open a new software interface. According to the rules that must be followed before, all part names and variable names need to be kept uniform. In the new interface, we need to make a new sleeve. The variable and size names need to be consistent with the previous ones. The line length and variable names need to be consistent with the previous ones. The rule of consistent part names is followed here. There is a problem with grading here. Because we didn't reference the previous grading amount when referring to armhole, there is a problem with grading. Measure the grading amount here. Add the grading amount to the new sleeve. It can be seen that the grading of the sleeve is normal now. The sleeve is successfully saved as part library. Open a new page. What will happen if we change the name of the size chart to be different from the original size chart? Let's test it. Keep it as a test file. Open a new interface to open the previous saved part file. The first thing is to import a unified size chart. You can open each part one by one through Open Matter. Or you can click Open Matter to open all parts at once. In this way, this clothing is divided into different parts. As long as there are enough clothing styles, new styles can be combined from parts. For clothing combined in this way, all parts are related. As we mentioned before, there is a rule. We open the sleeve file for test. Still remember the rule? Take the size of the first incoming part as the main one, and the later incoming ones will be automatically added to the back. To better control clothing sizes through size chart data, we'd better use the previous size parts. Otherwise, the size chart will become longer and complicated. What if the variable names are not unified? Let's change the variable names now and test it. Save this part and see what happens. Open this sleeve with inconsistent variable name. The system will prompt for a parameter error. It can be seen that this sleeve is deformed because it cannot find the corresponding sleeve variable name. So these rules are very important when you make a localized part library. The localized part library established in this way only needs to continuously add new parts of different styles. New styles can be quickly combined and generated without repetitive pattern making. This is the charm of part combination, which further reduces the workload of pattern makers. If the company makes uniforms or school uniforms, for classic styles, the customer's size data only needs to be imported to generate the corresponding paper patterns. By preparing a sample library in advance, this work can be completed even without a pattern maker. This shirt with a round collar replaced by a square collar is quickly made.